Hey there, Elder Statesman, back here again with another constructed event. We are going to be jumping in with the blue Suede shoes, blue tempo deck. And so we are going to jump right into the games here. Same deck you've seen for the last couple weeks. It's one of my top performers. And it's pretty fun to play. It's also very cheap to build. Although I'm still looking to upgrade it. Night Veil Sprites, I'd like to get some of those. They really do help the deck a little bit. We'll see here. Okay. See, the Night Veil Sprites will replace these Corsairs. Corsairs do more damage, but the Night Veil Sprites survive the Goblin that deals damage to everybody. I'm going to keep this. The 2 toughness that they have matters a lot against the mono red decks. And the card selection that it gives you after, you can surveil away any lands that you would draw. Gives you a better quality of draw afterwards. Oh, speaking of red. Fanatical Firebrand. Another card that's really good against my Kitesail Corsair. And not as good against the Night Veil Sprite. We're going to throw it down. It's going to die soon anyways, but I'm glad I drew 2 Djinns. The 4 toughness on these matter a lot. And if I'm racing, the damage I can deal with them is going to be pretty important. Or at least Steam can. Yep. Okay. Ooh, that dive down is going to be nice. So I would block here, but I feel like he's got a red spell in his hand, which would allow it to kill my Djinn. I wouldn't get anything back in trade, so I am going to say no. Now that'll change next turn with the Tempest Djinn, because for one, it'll have 4 power, and I'll have the dive down available. Alright. So I potentially can race this red deck with the double Djinns. Just the Steamkin. So I block. He casts a red spell to try to kill it. The +3 for the dive down offsets the burn spell. So if his burn spell's 3 damage, we trade. I'm gonna say no, because I can hit him back for 10 next turn. I'm not going to block. Okay. I'm going to get these guys out, both to protect the Djinns And potentially I can just use them as chump blockers next turn to make sure I live long enough to finish him off. Alright, I feel pretty good about this game. It's not going to be easy for him to kill off my Djinns. I have a lot of ways to defend. I'm going to use one of the Storm Tamers to block the Steamkin, just to ensure there's no way he kills me with burst damage. Okay. There we go. A little bit of a slower draw for the red deck, but 2 Tempest Djinns is a really good way to beat them. So, alright, on to game 2. That is a great name, Mediocrities. I love that. That is super clever and funny. Opponent goes first. Like, if I knew for sure I had a land in my top 2 cards, I'd consider keeping this. Or if I had a Curious Obsession. But since I don't, I think I have to take the mulligan on this. Okay. It's a better hand. The Retort might be worth keeping. I've got a wizard on top, or I'll have a wizard in play. But I'm probably going to play the Curious Obsession on the Siren Storm Tamer, and if I can't, if he gets killed, I'm going to want to get the 3rd land as quickly as possible. So we're going to scry that to the bottom and look for a 3rd land. Blue. Okay. Oh, mirror match. Definitely want to get the Djinns in play as soon as possible. I'm really happy that he didn't have a Curious Obsession, because that's going to be key in this matchup. That extra card draw. Okay. Oof, Tempest Djinn. I was afraid of that. Means I'm going to lose the Curious Obsession because I can't attack with it. I might attack with it anyways. It's going to die, but maybe he thinks I've got a combat trick or something. Yeah, he blocked. It's okay. No blockers. Okay, let's see if he has a counterspell. We'll play that out as bait. Okay. He might still have a counterspell. I could play Chart a Course. Or I could hold up the Essence Scatter. If he's got an end of turn Merfolk, that might be the way to go. I don't really want to just throw my Tempest Djinn out there to get countered. He's ahead on the race at the moment. But I can slow things down a little bit if I need to. No blockers. Oops, he forgot to attack with the Herald. Send with the team. Okay, let's hope this gets through. Devious cover-up. Interesting. Well, I'm going to lose that game. Lost to the mirror match. Probably made some mistakes in there. Should have played a little bit differently. That's okay. That's part of why you want to play these constructed events, is just to get practice with these decks. You know, force you to play a deck multiple games in a row, hopefully against better competition. You tend to see better decks in the constructed events than you do in the free play, and that's how you get better, is just playing. I play a constructed event every day, so I generally get about, on average, 5 or 6 games at least every day with the deck. I'll keep this. Some decks like this deck I have played a lot. I may have played 40-something games at least, I think, last time I checked. Herald. Okay. You can. We're going to leave mana open for the Merfolk Trickster in the hopes that we can block and kill this Steamkin, trade with it. We're doing that so that he doesn't cast a 1-mana spell and make this a 3/3. Alright, and now I get a Djinn out, which is hard for it to kill. Get a Curious Obsession on that Djinn, and I think I'll be looking pretty good in this game. That plus a couple Siren Storm Chambers to protect it. Ooh, Experimental Frenzy. It's a very good card. Okay. Start off with the Obsession. Okay. So I can leave the Trickster up and get that into play. But I think I'd rather have the Storm Tamer out to protect the Djinn. You need to leave an island untapped for that, and I guess use the other island to play the Herald. So basically, it's keep the Djinn alive at all costs. That's my route to victory. Based on most of the lists I've seen, Banefire, yeah, you can kill that. Based on most of the lists I've seen, it's very hard for the red deck to kill the Djinn. Although Banefire is not a common card that I've seen in these decks, and that could give him a way to kill it. No blockers. Wizard Lightning, that's fine. He doesn't have enough mana left to kill the Djinn. Man, he's drawing a lot of cards off that Frenzy. I wouldn't mind drawing a land. That would let me play a second Djinn and a Storm Tamer and have the mana up to use the Storm Tamer. Okay, definitely playing Storm Tamer, and I'm thinking I could chart a course in hopes of drawing another land, or I could just use the Merfolk Trickster, maybe to stop the Pyromancer. I think I'm going to leave the Trickster up. Lightning Strike, okay. Try to keep my life total as high as possible. You can draw a lot of damage off this Experimental Frenzy. Spell Pierce is nice. That's going to allow me maybe to keep the Djinn alive, depending on... Because he's at the point where he's going to have to cast 2 spells to kill it. So depending on what he draws, he might not have enough mana to pay for the 2 spells and the Spell Pierce. Oh, Storm Tamer, that helps a lot. I feel like Chart a Course might be the way to go. Now, I want to have access to Spell Pierce and Storm Tamer. Make it really hard for him to kill this guy off, because if he doesn't kill it this turn, I win. Nice. The red decks can be tough, but the key is getting out an early Djinn and having it live. And then shortening the clock so that you get as few draws off the Experimental Frenzy as possible. This is way too slow a hand. I can't even cast the Djinn unless I draw a land. Yeah, all good. Okay, I can keep this. Do I want the third land? Third land lets me play the counterspell. I'm gonna keep it. Oof. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Can I draw one? No. That's such a key opening hand, especially in the mirror match, because there's very few ways. Oh man, can get a counterspell online and quick enough to stop that. Going first is huge. Okay, what's the best way to play this? I think I need to leave the retort open. Oh, that was a mistake. I made a mistake. I forgot that it loses all abilities, which means the Herald would lose unblockable, and I could have blocked and traded. That's unfortunate. Chart of course. Not much I can do to stop this. Especially if he has drawn any sort of counter magic. We got to counter that. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I don't think there's... I mean, I can survive a turn. I can draw into a 1-mana blocker to block the Tempest Djinn, which will allow me to survive for one more turn. And they didn't. Man, I'm not doing good in the mirror matches today. Going first is so huge in this mirror match. Alright, jump into another game. That is a no, and my opponent goes first. That's a yes. I can make that work. That's interesting. But I already have 2. I really need to get a second land, so I'm going to say no. I have gone turn 1 Herald, turn 2 double Curious Obsession, and rode that to victory. Might not against this deck because he's running mono black, but I have done it. Okay, I got some more creatures. One of them sticks, it's getting a Curious Obsession. Not going to double up on him. Okay. See, I feel like this was a mistake. He should have waited for me to attempt, at least those first early turns, should have waited for me to attempt to put a Curious Obsession on before he killed it. Okay, Charter Course or Corsair. I think I want another Corsair, so if he kills the first, I've got another one to put a Curious Obsession on. He seems to be a little bit mana screwed. Yes, Counterspell. This is exactly what I want right now. Exclusion Mage is not bad. These are not wizards, so I'm just going to hold up the mana for the Wizard's Retort. Ooh, Dive Down is excellent as well. Okay, I'm going to chart a course. I'll have mana up for Dive Down and a Wizard's Retort. Okay. Spell Pierce that. You always want to, if you have a chance to use Spell Pierce to counterspell, you should always choose that because a lot of times it's a useless card. Whereas Wizard's Retort is always going to be good. Alright. 3 wins. Let's see if we can get to 4. I like getting to 4 wins because I get my money back and I'm guaranteed a rare. Otherwise, you have to hope that the odds are in your favor and something upgrades to a rare or a mythic. I like getting that guaranteed rare and getting all my money back. Going second again. Okay. Turn 1, turn 2. Counter magic. I will give it a try. Hopefully draw into something good. My opponent having trouble deciding whether to mulligan or not. I like that because then there's a chance they make the wrong decision. Okay. What are we against? Okay. Okay. We're going to try a little different strategy here. We've lost to mirror decks twice now because they had early first turn plays on us, and so I was going to hold up the Spell Pierce to take out the Curious Obsession. Now I'll do the same thing. I'm going to hold Spell Pierce up. I've got Merfolk Trickster I can play to take out this Herald. Now that I know that trick, block the unblockable. Okay, I like that. Hopefully allows me to take back a little bit of the initiative in this game. Attack. Okay, we're going to play Storm Tamer, so we've got Wizard Retort up for 2. Oh, we had already with the Trickster. I forgot about that. That's okay. Alright, I don't feel so far behind now. I will take this race situation. Spell Pierce that. Always happy when I get to use a Spell Pierce. I still have the 2 mana for the Wizard's Retort as well. So things have definitely shifted it back into my favor, tempo-wise. But I need to stop drawing land and start getting either some card drawing or some good spells. Deep Freeze, Blue Wall. I'm still ahead in the race. I'm going to counter it. Ah, he's got a Spell Pierce too. It's okay. That's a good spell. I needed that. Refill the hand. Let's get some action. Okay, I'll take a Wizard's Retort. He drops me to 6. I drop him to 3. He drops me to 3. I win. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we'll do it this way. Well, if I attack and he trades, I drop him to 5. He drops me to 5. I drop him to 3. He drops me to 3. I drop him to 1. He drops me to 1. That might actually be a race I could win. Yeah, we're going to do it. See, when I originally built this deck, I would have used Warkite Marauders instead of the Kitesail Corsairs, but those are rare. These are common. So, that made my choice for me. Okay, I have lethal on the board now. Look at Dispersal. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to pay the 4. That still leaves mana for the Wizard's Retort. So, I almost countered that. That would have been a big mistake. Mistcloak Herald does not block my guys. Hey! Alright, I finally won a mirror match. And I did it while going second. Okay. Now we're playing on free money. Once you hit that 4-win mark. Turn 1 Herald, turn 2 Essence Scatter, turn 3 Jin. My opponent does go first. Oh my god, is it a mirror match? Oh no. Could be just as bad. But I might be able to race this deck. We'll see. Oof. I'd love to be able to build this deck and try it out. I just don't have enough of the uncommons, and you don't. I need to get more uncommon wild cards. I don't have enough, but I would like to try this deck out. It looks pretty fun. It's just a weird thing with this economy for Arena. It's actually easier to build a deck if you're missing a mythic, 2 rares, and 2 uncommons than it is to build a deck if all you're missing is 5 uncommons. Hold up Essence Scatter. I mean, he knows I've got it. Or do Chart a Course. I mean, he's most likely to do Disinformation Campaign next turn. So I'm going to Chart a Course. Okay. I like this. This is going to be really good at resetting the Thoughtbound Phantasm before it can start attacking. Okay. We're going to go Storm Tamer and leave up Essence Scatter. I don't want to just blindly throw a Jin into a counterspell if he uses one. He's thinking hard about countering that Storm Tamer. Yep. I wish I had a follow-up spell to punish him for that, but I don't. But I'm going to hold up my Essence Scatter. He knows I have a Tempest Jin. He doesn't know I have Dive Down, so he might be hoping that when I play the Jin, he can kill it with a spell. So that's what I'm hoping, is that he used his counter spell. He's planning on using creature removal on the Jin. Let's see what you got. It's weird having more cards in hand than this deck because it's so good at leveraging card advantage. Toleration. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was gonna take something. Yep, I was afraid of that. Well, we're in a race. Okay. It's going to take me 3 turns to kill with the Jin. So, Does that change the math? And if I attack down to 13, then next turn I hit for 6. Puts it at 7. It does matter. Because if I play land this turn, or next turn, I can attack for 6. If I play land next turn, I can attack for 7. That equals 13 damage. The other consideration was to leave the Herald back as a blocker this turn. If he plays something like a Dimir Spybug, some sort of flyer that can block this Djinn, then I might have to block the Phantasm. Or that. Yes, I've already got 2 of these. I've got 2 Doom Whispers. I just need the uncommons, the Phantasms, the Spybugs, all that stuff. Interesting. Is that going to be able to kill me? Or is he just trying to put me on a 2-turn clock? So is Defender considered an ability? I'm curious. I mean, at the very least, it buys me a turn. Because I can tap the Phantasm, prevent it from attacking. Okay, I am blocking the Doom Whisperer. And I'm using this dive down to keep my Djinn alive. So my reasoning is I can now swing back for 7 damage. Or just swing back for... Well, no, I want to swing for 7. And I can block the Phantasm when he attacks and survive the Doom Whisperer's attack. Which then buys me my draw phase this turn coming up and the next turn to potentially find a way to win the game. Um, so if I attack with everything, I drop him to 2. Which means, and I leave the Herald as a blocker for the Phantasm. Oh, I need to play this first to make sure it's not going to get countered. Okay. Okay, well, that was my big chance. Would have dropped him at 3. If he does attack with both, he doesn't kill me. I swing back for the win. If he only attacks with the Phantasm, I block. I'd have 3 guys to attack with to do that last 3 damage. He would only be able to block one of them. That was the plan. Oh, he just gave me an extra turn or 2. Okay, drawing something good. Because I can block this next turn. That means I only have to draw 1 card to block the Doom Whisperer to survive another turn. That's not going to do it, though. Well, that's game. Had a chance. Just need to draw something. Alright, 4 wins. I'll take it. 4 and 3. Let me see here. So I'm getting a rare for sure. Let's see if anything upgrades. Yes, my rare upgrade to a mythic. Awesome. So uncommons. There's a lot of good uncommons I could get. Let's see here. Siren Reaver. Board the Weatherlight. Okay, give me something good like a Teferi or give me a good Planeswalker. Axis of Mortality. I said a good mythic. That's okay. Still, all free. All 3 of these cards were free. Alright. So that's the last constructed event for the week. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a Guilds of Ravnica draft. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the deck. If there's any changes you'd make. And I will see you tomorrow for another Guilds of Ravnica draft.